It's probably that 5 days ago, so since the gambler's been murdered, and it's a flashback, and so it's drawn by it's making it seem like it's going day by day, which makes no sense. But anyways, Cindy hid the laptop that she found, and then it, she felt off because of the stuff that she's been going through. Then we see that Courtney wants to research things about Cameron, and what is that's interesting is not about those two in general, but Cameron's backpack where they drove. He just dropped it off somewhere. Like, I'm not sure why it disappeared. This thing. The child was odd. Just yet he had in previous episode when he was talking to Connie in the by that movie theater. Yeah. So Sydney decides to find a way to she finds a way to have access to the laptop by using one of the camera's other devices, which words. I feel like Sydney's trying to find a cure for her skills involving in which explains why she was trying to access the laptop. It has like the whereabouts of Jackie Keen's location, so that where like, his secret laboratories are. So it makes sense why Cindy was trying to find his lab so hard, and the one job on that is because she's trying to save herself. Sylvester is pretty mad with the idea of the ISA, pretty much. He feels like he's being mocked, and yeah, I understand that, but that was a little. Like, even though he was actually too aggressive, I actually can't agree with him on this one. Just Sylvester really had a hard, and he came back to life. So that's something that's interesting to really think about. The fact that he didn't have a say in any of what happened to him, and now that he's back alive, he's able to have a say on certain things about his death. And then Barbara shows up with that topic of how she was with having Mike in his life, Mike, Mike in her life, where as a new son, because it was a little hard for her. She was only used to raising Courtney, so I really love the stuff that she told Sylvester about that, about being a parent and stuff like that. And then that scene we see Mike himself, who's alive after going to tunnels, but with him and Kim, which we don't have any updates on for this entire episode, as if they never went to the tunnels. But he's alive. That's good. So yeah. So Mike speaks to Sylvester about the fact that in a way those two don't feel like they're really part of a team. Not part of a team, but in a way they feel like they're not heroic, and because even though Mike killed Isaac by running over the dude with car, it's not really if he feels that it's accidental, it's not really something that he was wanting to do. For the reason why Mike wanted to be part of a team is because he wanted to feel included. It's all the GSA meetings they have, Mike isn't really part of it, and at the same time, he's also not showing up, but maybe it's because maybe Pale or Cody told him not to. It's interesting because I feel like they should be together when it comes to the GSA. I feel like, for example, even sometimes Barbara also chimes in into the meeting, so I don't see why Mike can't be part of it either. So it makes sense why Mike feels excluded from all the characters to live in a house or game where you to eat omelets, but then Connie's focused on doing research for Cameron, which she grabbed a JSA file from the basement, and she's just not storms off, mad, but just storms off in a hurry where she's so distracted by saving Cameron because she's really into him. Which makes sense. Out of nowhere, Mike and Jakeem they want Sydney to be part of his core team. And I'll get more into that later, but about another character I think that wouldn't mind being in the team, but yes, the fact that Sydney's not really having that way. So then Starman apparently found a location where one of the Dragon King and King's hideouts, and he calls Beth, and then she's in the middle of a test, and she's able to use the goggles and unlock that location really easily. Leads to Sylvester's having a pin location, so the titles were really fast and efficiently, apparently. Too efficiently, but she still be cheating on math tests. Yeah, but then the way Sylvester uses the staff is really awesome. He's using the leaf blower. I really love that. That staff is maestro in its own way. It does a lot of things, apparently. Trying to see what really the true nature of true power the staff can do. And Starman goes into the tunnels, and apparently he's trying to find something that he can't find. I did this scene where he found that photo of the ISA, but yeah, he's saying they're all dead, but not really. Just Paula and Crusher are alive, and from everyone there, and also the Shade as well. But yeah, he just Starman that's matches with the staff and just hits the pain, not pain, but pressure. Pat and Barbara and the diner, and they're eating, and Paula and Crusher, they're trying to talk about the idea of those two helping them out, helping the JSA team out, and then they're really excited to help, and even though Pat and Barbara don't want the help, we know that the quads that help them anyways. And then they mentioned someone named Zeke, and we have no idea who that is. At first, I didn't like the idea of the quads being here in this episode. I feel like it's another. I felt like, and at first I thought it was like pointless that they were there, and now I feel like the fact that they explained, they gave the other characters, Pat and Barbara, new information about the fact that back then, before the gambler was murdered, he was paying back everybody, not just the quads. So I feel like he was really doing good, and yeah, that was really helpful for us, the audience, and for the other characters to know what's up with that. The way the quads found the information, Pat doesn't, Pat appreciates the dedication, but doesn't throw a dome their tactics, which I agree with Pat on that one, because it's the digitally them they're including people off buildings just to see information on the gambler, which is really weird, and no one else, and they're not taught or anything. I don't know. It's weird. How the quads can do so much and so little at the same time. One interesting thing is that Sydney actually likes the idea of Cody being with Cameron, and apparently Sydney is really onto Cameron. She knows that he has powers by talking to him, and she has a little bit of hidden secrets about Cameron that she's wondering why she's not telling Courtney any of these secrets, and that's really mess of his head and his powers. So Sydney's really on a roll in this episode. She's been recruited by the All Stars, which is Smite's quote team. And then in cafeteria we see that once again Cam and Rich have a little bit of tension within them, but I feel like Connie talks them down mostly. So then once again Connie's really distracted and not really paying attention to the team, and when they're trying to discuss plans of how to deal with Sydney and possibly being a backstabber. He's not really interested in the topic right now. Starman says something about there are no sides, and kind of Not sure how I feel about that just yet. Not 100% on that yet. We see that Bev talks to her parents about her mission and the fact that she doesn't want her parents being in danger and like shouldn't it be the other way around. But nonetheless, I feel like I did Bev some. I did why Bev is upset with that and with the fact that her parents are to be up with her business and then involved with the JSA and that should backfire just the previous GSA members were adults and most of them were killed off, so I feel like Bev was trying to protect her parents in that way, but not having them be involved, so what do you think about that? Do you think that so Bev is doing the right thing? Do you feel like the parents of Bev are the ones who are doing the right thing here? Should they be involved or should they listen to their child about not being involved with the JSA too much? I mean, Sylvester talks to Red about the limiter inside the hourglass, and if we move the limiter, removing the limiter will have access to the strength for 24 hours, I mean forever. So he eventually does that when it's a person and it works. So not only the hourglass finally is fixed, but he has strength back. So that's a really fun scene. Him try to champion it then. But then he also has a responsibility with that hourglass, so things go bad, if it bad fires on him, he will have to suffer the consequences of his actions, and it sounds a little corny, but honestly, we just see how weird throughout this show is a little bit, aggressive with certain characters, especially with Cameron. Yeah, Connie will have to be between all that. Eventually, Cindy also goes in tunnels looking for something, and she doesn't find it. And Pat doesn't know where Connie is and where what's going on in her room, and we see that Yolanda sneaks into Cindy's room and she finds the laptop, so she finds the stolen laptop, so Yolanda steals a stolen laptop from Cindy. And this episode, Pat didn't really was around much, but yeah, he knows how he sort of wants to have Connie be a little freedom with boys. Yeah, so this episode was really good. The thing about the team, All-Stars team Mike and Shishikimo to have, I feel like they didn't have Artemis in this episode, but I feel like she would be a great character to have alongside Mike just because she wants to be part of a team and she's not really involved with the JSA that much at all. We really see her at all, so if she joins Mike's team, maybe that will work. Who knows? Yeah, overall, this episode was really awesome to see. I don't know what I think about this episode. Comments below. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye.